Porn rock. It's my life, and I love sex.
Now, as you know, the PMRC, because they are individually very, very nice ladies. I mean, I have met Mrs. Baker and I have met Mrs. Gore myself, and I must say they are charming. However, behind the scenes, someone is giving them top secret information about what is really dirty, what is really ugly, and what is undesirable about rock and roll. And that man is Reverend Jeff Ling, a man so ashamed of being a reverend that he dropped the Reverend from his name when he went to the Senate. Here is the actual Reverend Jeff Ling, introduced as Jeff Ling, consultant to the PMRC, delivering part of his exciting slideshow for the benefit of all of the senators in the hearing.
Let's move on to sexuality, a theme which has been part of rock music since its beginning. Today's rock artists are describing sexual activity and practice in terms more graphic than ever before. Many of you are aware of Purple Rain, the multi-million seller by Prince. Much has been said about the song Darling Nikki from the album. I met a girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was a sex fiend. I met her in a hotel lobby masturbating with magazines. Another album by Prince called Dirty Mind presents a positive attitude toward the subject of incest. These lyrics are from the song called Sister. I was only 16, but I guess that's no excuse. My sister was 32 and kind of alone. My sister never made love to anyone but me. Incest is everything it's said to be. This is Motley Crue's album, Shout at the Devil, double platinum. The song on the album we're concerned with here is 10 Seconds to Love. Touch my gun, but don't pull my trigger. Shine my pistol some more. Here I come. Reach down real low, slide it in real slow. You feel so good. Do you want some more? I've got one more shot. My gun is still warm.
Here's the best part of the Reverend's testimony. This was the most sensational part of the hearing, as far as I was concerned. This is the part where the Reverend recites the lyrics to Golden Shower by Mentor.
Listen, you little slut, do as you are told. Come with Daddy for me to pour the gold. Golden showers, all through my excrements you shall roam. Bend up and smell my anal vapor. Your face is my toilet paper. On your face I leave a shit tower. Golden showers. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my remarks, and I thank you.
I'm sorry your time has expired. If we could have the lights on, please.
Sexual ignorance leads to sexual misconduct. If you don't know what you're doing with it, then you shouldn't really be going around doing stuff with it. So you need all the information you can get. Some of it you have to get from Dr. Ruth. Some of it you need to get from Sheena Easton. For those of you who have big problems, you could get it from Blackie Lawless. But you don't have to follow any of the directions, and that is the point of this whole matter. You don't have to buy it, and if you hear the lyrics, you don't have to believe it. You can listen to it and go, yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what he had for breakfast. And now, more Porn Wars.
Paul, since I traveled the country for 3 years and they said they couldn't understand me, maybe I could make a good rock star. I don't know.
Well, if we're not talking about federal regulation, we're not talking about federal legislation, what is the reason for these hearings in front of the Congress?
We don't question their right to have their own music. We think that's important.
But rock music doesn't appeal to me at all, but it does to my kids and it does to my grandchildren.
Pornography.
It wakes them up in the morning.
The Parents Music Resource Center is not advocating any federal intervention or legislation whatsoever.
Rock lyrics have turned from I can't get no satisfaction to I'm going to force you at gunpoint to eat me alive.
First Amendment issues are decided with a preference for the least restrictive alternative. In this context, the PMRC demands are the equivalent of treating dandruff by decapitation.
The issue here is larger than violent and sexually explicit lyrics. It is one of ideas and ideals, freedoms and responsibility in our society.
Do you make a profit from sales of rock records?
Yes.
Thank you. I think that statement tells the story to this committee.
unformed values of still unformed minds.
Not all parents want to keep their children totally ignorant.
You and I would differ on what's ignorance and educated. I can see that, but...
We now propose one generic warning label to inform consumers in the marketplace about lyric content. The labels would apply to all music. A voluntary labeling is not censorship.
Somebody in an office someplace is making a decision about how smart my child is.
One can't stop everything.
The labels would apply to all music.
One of the things that I find it most difficult to do is to impose upon others what my particular beliefs are.
The labels would apply to all music.